needs between 1 and 2 teaspoons of sea salt a day. Now, that's a very rough figure because this does not take in consideration how much sweating or exercise you do. But this is definitely a minimum right through in here. Okay, the symptom. Number one symptom is weakness in your muscles. If you're deficient in salt, you're just going to feel weak, lethargy. You're going to lose that get up and go. Dizzy, especially if you get up too fast, because usually your blood pressure is too low. So low blood pressure means you need more sea salt. Insomnia could be low salt in your diet. So if you have insomnia, you should try this tonight. Just put a little bit of salt, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon in maybe a half a glass of water, mix it up good, and about, I don't know, an hour and a half before bed, slug it down. See if you sleep better. Headache, okay? That can be a sign that you need more salt. Muscle cramps, and you have a low tolerance to heat. So you're out in the heat, you're out in the sun, and you can't tolerate it, right? Some people have an intolerance to cold, but other people have a low tolerance to heat. That means you just need some sea salt. Now, I want to show you this right here. This is interesting. Of course, you already know this, that sea salt is better than table salt, right? I don't need to go into that. But what is sea salt? Sea salt is concentrated seawater. And an average sea salt is between 98 to 99.8% sodium chloride. That only leaves you with 0.2 to 2% of the minerals and the trace minerals that are left, okay? But I want to bring up a chart on a product that I recommend, that I actually take. I put it on my food, that is very different than regular sea salt, okay? It's called Baja Gold sea salt, and I put a link down below. And what's unique about this sea salt is it has 77.5% sodium chloride, which leaves room for a lot of other minerals and trace minerals. In fact, it leaves 22.5% room for all these other minerals. So now look at the other ones down below. Like True Salt is 99.9, Cargill Purified Sea Salt Untreated is 99.9, Morton's Natural Sea Salt 99.9. But there's other ones that are lower in sodium chloride, like the Celtic Sea Salt, which is 81.5%. Okay, that's better. And then you have Jacobson sea salt, which is 85.3%. So you can see this chart, there's a lot of sodium chloride in sea salt. But check this out, look at calcium, right? Baja Gold sea salt is 4,490 parts per million compared to the other ones, like Celtic sea salt is only 1,500 parts per million. And look at Cargill Purified Sea Salt, it's like only 30 parts per million. Now look at potassium. 6,000 parts per million for the Baja. Then if we move down to Celtic, it's only 957. So the Baja Gold is more than 6 times the amount of potassium. But look at Jacobson sea salt, that's 438 parts per million, and Malden sea salt, which is only 181 parts per million. And look at Cargill Purified, that's zero potassium. And then check out magnesium with the Baja Gold. That's 13,200 parts per million. So if you compare it to everything else, it's way off the charts. Now the question is, how can they make salt with less sodium chloride and more minerals? Well, what's interesting about this salt is the location of where they get it, in a pristine part of the world called the Sea of Cortez. And what's interesting about that is you have the Colorado River Delta that drains into the Sea of Cortez. So we have fresh water draining into ocean water, and that dilutes the amount of sodium chloride. So you're getting all these minerals from the mountains that are flushed into this one spot, where they then capture the salt and let it dry naturally by the sun. They don't artificially dry it like a lot of other companies. And then you're left with this very unique product. It's very interesting on your food. It gives it a completely new flavor. I love the flavor. It just enhances the flavor of food, which is very different than the sea salts, which I also use as well. But some of these sea salts are just overpowering with the sodium chloride. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce you to the Baja Gold sea salt and make you aware of the various signs that can occur when you're low in sodium.
So a lot of people ask me, what supplements do I recommend? Now, of course, I'm not biased of my own high-quality supplement line, but if you go to Amazon and type Dr. Berg supplements, you'll find more information.